Big Polly's World of Sports Sims proudly presents the Grand Slam Wrestling match of the week. This week we have two matches for you as we close out the season. This is our season finale, Night of Champions 4, a double main event to show you from the Olympic Auditorium, virtually, in Los Angeles, California, week number 52, year number 3. So this will be it for a few weeks, and then Grand Slam Wrestling will return shortly after Christmas. We will go over the card that has already transpired, and we will show you two very important matches that have yet to take place. We had an award show for year 3, which was shown on the TV broadcast. I guess you could call it a pay-per-view before the card began. The Rookies of the Year were the British Bulldogs. Tag Team of the Year, the Bruiser and the Crusher, who were World Tag Team Champions before I started doing this on YouTube for 12 weeks, knocking off Pat Patterson and Ray Stevens, who had a 15-week run that carried into year number 3. Junior Heavyweight of the Year was El Santo. He held the title for more than half of year 3 and had a reign of over 52 weeks. Match of the year was Jim Lundos over Farmer Burns, week 48, which you saw right here on the Grand Slam Wrestling Match of the Week. Farmer Burns won Wrestler of the Year. And on the ringside, we had our first 5 matches. We're going to do 6 and 7 for you right now. We took the champions or the representatives of each circuit, and we put them in a final well, it's not a title consolidation. It's a tournament to determine who would face the World Tag Team Championships, as the regional champions, the East, North, South, West, are now dead. We go to a new format for year 4, which I'll be explaining in a video before we show you any of the year 4 matches, where it's basically a promotion regulation type deal, except you could jump from any one tier to another tier, and every 13 weeks, depending on who does well in the rankings, the upper third goes to gold, the middle third goes to silver, and the bottom third goes to bronze. But if you win a championship, you get an automatic promotion. You don't have to wait the 13 weeks to the next level. If you are a gold champion, you stay at gold when you lose. If you're a world champion, you go to gold when you lose. So America's team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA, they defeated the Miller Brothers by pin 30-26, a 5-star match. So America's team will face whoever the World Tag Team title holders are after the end of this night. The women's tag team title, the world's women's title, has been held up since Mae Young and Ella Waldeck assaulted a referee in a recent match. The Tokyo Sweethearts, who were champions a few years back, regained the titles in a 13-team battle royal, knocking out Peggy Banner and Bonnie Watson, allies, I guess you could call them, in the final 2. So it is the Tokyo Sweethearts who will get a second reign as World Tag Team Champions on the women's side. Betty Nikolai surprised everybody, retained against Mildred Burke. They went to a double countout and a little over 30 minutes, so Nikolai keeps the title. Black Japan and the Gibson brothers in I guess you could call it a babyface match, although the crowd was behind the Gibsons. No title change there as they go to a double countout. Black Japan retains, and they get America's team in the first week, which we're going to call week 0 as we organize the championship. So basically, it's going to be 2 parts to week 1. One, we have the tournaments to declare the gold, silver, and bronze champions, and the gold, silver, and bronze tag team champions. And then we will play a regular week out. And we just completed the World Junior Heavyweight title before hitting the air tonight, and it was Danny Hodge over Dr. Wagner Jr. Dr. Wagner gave them quite a battle. Wagner won the World Junior title twice and just picked up the Southern title, quickly losing it to Jerry Lawler. 35-38 was the time. A series of quick moves, and Hodge moves to year 4 as the Junior Heavyweight Champion. And that brings us to this match. It's going to be Jerry the King Lawler against Pat O'Connor. Jerry the King Lawler pulled an upset over Andre the Giant, winning on cuts as they went to a bloody brawl. Both baby faces, both were playing to the crowds, but I think the crowd in Anaheim, which was where the semifinals were held, wanted Lawler to win, and he pulled it out, slaying the Giant. Pat O'Connor surprised everybody. He choked Antonio Inoki out with a nearby ringside microphone, strangled him, and O'Connor is not. The crowd's going to be behind Lawler for this match for sure because of O'Connor's recent tactics. But O'Connor, being the former NWA champion from 1959 to 1961, losing the title to Buddy Rogers at Comiskey Park in Chicago, I'm sure he's had to go into hostile territory before. This should be nothing new to him. So, the reason why this match is important is because if Jim Lundos loses the world title to John Pezic, either Lawler or O'Connor could be the world champion at the end of the night. So we will get this match started. Whoever wins this match, if Lundos wins, they face Jim Lundos, but if Pezic wins, they are the interim world champion and would have to face Jim Lundos in the first title defense. So here we go. This looks like an even matchup. Jerry Lawler, of course, winning the AWA title back in the late 80s after several attempts to win the AWA belt and the NWA belt. And we start off with a small package. Lawler going for the quick pin, nothing there. O'Connor, a headlock on Lawler, and that lasts a while. Specialty move, rolling cradle, too early for that, and countered by Lawler. A legal whip into the ropes by Jerry the King Lawler. And on the bottom right portion of the screen, we see John Pezic and we see Jim Lundos getting ready for the world title match. This is Pezic's last match. If he wins the title, he retires it, and one of these two men will be the world champion. No action, a ropes move by O'Connor, nothing there. This is a no time limit, no DQ match. Cuts. Match can be stopped on cuts, but our next match, the world title match, cannot be stopped on cuts as per agreement by the two combatants. Legal whip to the ropes by O'Connor, countered by Lawler. Legal punches by Lawler. Headlock by Lawler. Legal punches by Lawler. Lawler wants respect. He wants to prove himself as one of the all-time greats, so he is keen to win this match and become possibly the GSW world champion. Illegal punches by O'Connor, a headlock by O'Connor, Lawler punching away. They have gone to the ring apron, and Lawler battering O'Connor around. So far, not too much damage being accrued. Lawler at -20 and O'Connor at 42, and we're 4.5 minutes into the bout. Drop kick by Lawler. Of course, Pat O'Connor was an all-time great. He was an amateur wrestling champion before winning the NWA belt in '59. Auto control loss, specialty move, sleeper. Too early to get Lawler here. No action, pin holds. We've had 2 pin attempts so far, both by Lawler, both unsuccessful. Kick to the side of the head by O'Connor, and that gets the crowd a little more riled up. They're booing O'Connor a little bit. Legal punches by O'Connor, no action. Legal throw by Lawler, nothing there. Auto control loss. A suplex attempt by O'Connor, and a counter by Lawler. Turnbuckle move by Jerry the King, nothing there. Auto control loss. And O'Connor taking a powder, and his stamina goes up 10 points. We're now at -57 for O'Connor and -38 for the King, Senor the King. And O'Connor looks like he will be the next to take a stamina hit. O'Connor confused. Lawler seizes control. Fan interaction. And yeah, the crowd is behind Lawler. He gets 10 points added to his stamina. Lawler attacks O'Connor as he climbs through the ropes in an effort to get back to the ring. So O'Connor might have a stamina level reduction here in just a minute. Elbow drop. Oh, and that's not going to be good for O'Connor, who now trails a little bit more. Both wrestlers combine and go down. O'Connor has taken a stamina hit. Lawler has a deep laceration inside on his upper lip, blood beginning to pour out. O'Connor likewise, but not as bad. So O'Connor -8 on cuts and Lawler at -28. That gets too high, and the match can be stopped by a cut. Usually, in the old version of Wrestling's Finest, -90 would be an automatic stoppage, but here the stoppage is subject to the referee, so it is random. It could be -70. It could be -120. You don't know until you hit it. Lawler throwing O'Connor outside the ring, blasts him with a steel chair. See, both guys want to win this match. And now O'Connor wearing the claret a little bit more. He's wearing that crimson mask. And he loses 27 points on cut, so he's down to -35. Pile driver. And O'Connor finds the ropes. He knew he was in trouble there at the 10, 11, 12 mark of the bout. A body slam by O'Connor. Lawler about to lose a stamina level. Side roll, no pin. Legal chop by O'Connor. A suplex attempt successful. And now Jerry Lawler feeling the fatigue a little more here. He's at 31-31-2. O'Connor is at 37-28-3. So you have the feeling this match cannot go much longer. Legal punches by Lawler. He loses 6 more. Or O'Connor loses 6 more. It's now -83 Lawler, -163 O'Connor. No DQ match. Action. Lawler grabs the ringside bell and blasts O'Connor. Well, O'Connor's getting a little piece of his own medicine after what he did to Antonio Inoki. That's a 30-point stamina loss, and now O'Connor could be in trouble. Pile driver. Jerry the King Lawler could be a step away from the World Championship as he pins Pat O'Connor here tonight. And if we get the result we're thinking we're going to get, Jerry Lawler could walk away the World Champion. And fans will be questioning the ethics of Lawler, but both these guys wanted to win the world title. The time at about 14-13. Lawler will either get a shot at Jim Lundos for the world title, or he will be, at the end of the night, the world champion himself. So that bout went 14 minutes, 13 seconds. He wins on a pile driver. The rating of the match was 3.5. As I type this in for the Delphi board to see. If you ever want to look at the Wrestling's Finest Delphi board, the best way to do it would be to go to Google Wrestling's Finest. This is version 3 of Wrestling's Finest that I simulate everything on. And look for Grand Slam Wrestling. It's there. I've been doing this since 2017. And Lawler was a little buddy. He finishes at -83. O'Connor 212 and -35. And like I said, this went 3.5 stars. And Jerry Lawler could wind up being the world champion tonight. And now, first, was there any pre-match action? No. We go to the match everybody has been waiting for. It is Jim Lundos taking on John Pezic. And we do note that usually Ric Flair would be in the corner of John Pezic, but Pezic does not want Flair there tonight. This is going to be a all-in bout, I guess you could call it, for all the marbles. There's going to be no time limit, no DQ. Lundos is the world champion and has been for 4 weeks. No stopping on cuts. So as soon as I can find that, that will not be used. Here's the trade recommendations. We'll just use suplex to chop for Lundos, and we'll use pinhold to leg holds for Mr. Pezic. Pezic trying to become a world champion again. He was a world champion early in GSW. He was the first man to defeat Frank Gotch. Beat him in the first Monarch of the Mat tournament, and then he beat him for the title later on in year one, if I recall correctly off the top of my head. Pezic was also a junior heavyweight champion. They call him the Tiger Man. And here we go. Again, this is no DQ, no time limit, no stopping on cuts. We will continue until one man wins. Pezic a heavy favorite. If Pezic wins, Jerry Lawler will be the new world champion because Pezic saying this is his last match and he will be retiring as either without the title or with the title. Legal neck hold and Pezic is off to a good start, -6 off of Lundos. Of course, Lundos beat Farmer Burns 4 weeks ago to win the title. World Championship and auto control loss by Pezic. In the no DQ match, Pezic pile drives Lundos to the floor onto a steel chair, and Lundos in immediate trouble, down 36 points. Hair pull by Pezic onto Lundos, but Lundos ain't gonna like that. Pezic decides to attack Lundos' arm, a double wrist lock. They have met before in the fourth quarter of year 3, and Pezic was the winner decidedly every time. Illegal punches by Pezic. Pezic has not lost the stamina point. Now he does, as Lundos gets a kick on Pezic, and that's 5 points off. Lundos already about to hit the stamina wall and lose some effectiveness. A throat chop by Lundos, 5 more points off of Pezic. A leg hold. Lundos just going to the basics. Legal knee, body slam by, and Lundos is suddenly on a run. Legal forearm, and no pin on Pezic. A legal chop. Of course, Pezic was the Northern champion for several weeks, but there are no regions as we know them anymore. We're going to go to gold, silver, and bronze. Legal chop by Lundos. No action. Legal chop by Lundos. It's about even on the stamina right now, -48, -46. Pezic, bear hug, -8. And we'll show you the submission will not work. So Lundos in trouble. Speed moves by Pezic, and now Lundos has already hit another stamina level because his pin rating has now gone up to 32, 28, and 1. Legal speed move, illegal punches. No pin. Strategy move. And countered by Lundos. Pezic whips Lundos into the ropes and nails him with a shoulder block. So, Pezic being very effective. But remember, we have no time limit in this bout. So they could go 10 minutes or they could go 6 hours. We do not know. Pezic. Neck breaker on the Lundos. 6 points off. Pezic with speed. Speed maneuvers, nothing there. Legal throw by Pezic. Pezic has beaten Andre the Giant many times. Has beaten all of the modern day wrestlers who will now be taking over. As we probably won't be seeing too many shooters because the shooters can dominate and there wasn't too much of a point to keep going on with that. No action. A legal leg hold. No action. Illegal punches. Illegal chop by Lundos. A body slam by Lundos. Pezic still a very good pin rating right now, 13, 12, 1. You're really going to have to catch him with something good to pin him. A legal throat chop by Lundos. Legal arm hold by Lundos. Specialty move, airplane spin, but Pezic was ready for it. Specialty move, big body slam. This could be it, but not too soon. That was a 40-43, so you'd get to the 2 count, and you got only about a 7.5% chance of getting the pin. No pin there. Illegal choking by Pezic. Submission move, well, this won't work, and there's no submission. We're 10:48 into the bout. Remember, this is no time limit. Legal leg hold by Pezic. And we have had something here. Sleeper hold, a sleeper hold by Lundos. But you're not going to get Pezic this soon. Speed move by Lundos, so he's holding his own. It's not a blowout yet by any means. A legal speed move by Lundos, countered by Pezic. Legal arm hold by Pezic. Specially moved, double wrist lock. Oh, this is painful. And no chance of getting into submission. We'll just run them numbers anyway. Illegal headbutt, no DQ match. Pezic is on the arena floor. Lundos slides out of the ring, out of the ring apron, grabs Pezic by the back of the head and smashes him to the ring post, and we have a cut on Pezic at -7. So Pezic beginning to wear the crimson mask over his right eye. Jim Lundos in a pinning predicament. Almost got pinned there. An illegal elbow. So action picking up. Double wrist lock by Pezic. That's not going to get it done. Submission move. We're at -181 for Lundos and 116 for Pezic. No action. Headlock by Pezic. Illegal punches by Pezic. And a rope grab. Nothing there. Remember, if Pezic wins, he is the world champion. He will immediately retire, and Jerry Lawler will be world champion. And Pezic has Lundos in a little bit of trouble more as he's hit another stamina level. Legal arm hold, 7 points off of Lundos' stamina. Specially moved, leg lock, countered by Pezic. Pezic's just a little low blow by Pezic. Oh, the ancestors will be feeling that one, a low blow. And that reduces Lundos 6 more points. Legal forearm countered. Legal chop by Lundos. Auto control loss. Submission move. We'll just run it through anyway. No submission. Pezic, an auto control loss. No DQ match. Pezic slams Lundos into a ringside table. And a chant of ECW erupts 15 points off of Lundos. And now Pezic has built a 108-point lead in the Pezic with speed moves. Didn't get him. We're 19-10 into the bout. It's about the time that Pezic was wrestling. Pezic is 12-1-1 in his last 14 matches. Lundos is only 5-5-3. He just lost the countout by Big Van Vader. Vader will get the second title defense in year 4. No action. No action. Illegal arm hold by Lundos. No action. Specialty move. Leg lock. Nothing there. You got to watch out for the unconscious hold, a move that Lundos has. It's kind of a sleeper hold. Maybe it is a sleeper hold. Legal chop. No pin there. Submission move, and you're not going to get him there. Legal arm hold, Lundos, 5 points off. Specialty move, airplane spin, which reduces Pezic's stamina a little bit. We're 22 minutes in the bout. We still have no winner. Forearm uppercut. Shades of Dory Funk Jr., who could throw that forearm uppercut better than anybody. And you don't see that anymore in the business. Uses a forearm as a punch, and he could just uppercut it on his foe. Okay. Legal chop. No DQ match action. Pezic with a running clothesline to Lundos outside the ring. And we're at -180 for the Tiger Man and 250 now for Lundos. Legal neck hold, auto control loss. Lundos jabbing a thumb into Pezic's throat. No pin there. Headlock by Lundos as these guys want to take a little bit of a rest, and at the pace they're going, I can't say I blame them. Pezic has a slight cut over his eye. Doesn't appear to be too serious at this point. No action. Submission move by Lundos, and you're not going to get Pezic. Pezic is very hard to get a submission on. Illegal punches by Lundos. Lundos perhaps losing his cool in this all-or-nothing world title match. Kick by Lundos, countered by Pezic. Pezic, thinking the match needs to slow down, has a headlock onto Lundos. And that's 6 points more off. It's now -200 for Pezic and 267 for Lundos. Legal headbutt by Pezic. Illegal punches by Lundos. Legal neck hold by Lundos. Airplane spin, but countered by Pezic. And we're now 26.5 gone by in this match. The record for the longest match in GSW history was a title change. I want to say it's up around 95, 96, 97 minutes. And I forgot to look it up before I did this match. Legal turnbuckle move by Pezic, -6. So longest match in GSW history. We still got a long way to go before we get to that. Pezic has control, especially match action, and Lundo mauling by Pezic. Pezic just controlling him and just battering with everything that's not nailed down as a weapon. And Lundos could be in significant trouble. His pin rating now 40-45. Kick by Pezic. Pezic hammers Lundos with a chair shot to the arm. And now Pezic just doing whatever he can with Lundos. Lundos wearing down. Arm drag takedown. Now Lundos' pin rating 40, and 13. So he is in trouble. Legal arm hold by Pezic. Toe hold. This could be it. Nope. Not quite, as Lundos, the game champion he is, finds the ropes. A legal arm hold by Pezic. Ropes move countered by Lundos. Lundos has a ropes move countered by Pezic. Pezic drives his knee into the back of Lundos' leg. Lundos is in deep trouble, and it's starting to look like his world title reign, at least for now, is about to end, although he'll get if he loses, he gets the shot at Jerry Lawler next week, or when we resume with GSW action after Christmas. Legal eye gouge. Pezic barrage of punches on Lundos, and Lundos now at 40, and 21. He is in deep trouble now. Power move by Pezic. Eye gouge by Lundos. Submission by Lundos, but he doesn't have much left. He's at minus 397 and Lundos at 220. So this only looks like a matter of time before Pezic wins the World Championship. Legal turnbuckle by Lundos. No action. Legal leg hold by Pezic. And fan interaction. A bunch of fans at the Olympic Auditorium holding up a banner mocking his name. And that reduces Pezic's stamina a little bit. Lundos face first. He throws Pezic into the ring post. That's minus 15. Lundos needs something good to happen. And Pezic takes a timeout. And we're 34.5 minutes gone by in the bout. No DQ match. Pezic blasts Lundos with a chair shot across the back. That's 15 more points off. Arm drag takedown into an arm twist. Pezic. It just seems like a matter of time now. Pezic catching Lundos in a hammerlock. Pezic does not appear to be in a hurry. It's his final match. He's just drinking this in. No action. Submission move. I don't think you're going to get Pezic. Single leg Boston Crab by Pezic. Lundos in a abdominal stretch. But Lundos was not a guy you could submit when Lundos was an active grappler. Toe hold. New world champion. A new world champion, John Pezic, in his final match, has won the world title. And we will get the particulars here. A toe hold did it. 37-57. So Pezic is your new world champion, which means Lundos will now face Jerry the King Lawler. Pezic will take his boots off, and he will retire as world champion. The time of about 37:57. And I see Commissioner Soley entering the ring. And yes, Pezic is surrendering the championship to Soley, Commissioner Gordon Soley, and Soley is grabbing the house mic. Jerry Lawler was in an isolation boot while this bout was taking place, and he is summoning the king. And that theme of Jerry the King Lawler's that he had when he was in the WWF, dun, 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 like that. It's playing at Olympic Auditorium. This was a 5-star match, but It is the King, Jerry Lawler, who will wind up the night as World Heavyweight Champion. Pezic winning the world title, retiring the title, and now we will start year 4 with Jerry the King Lawler, your new world champion. The final stats on the match: Lundos lost 464 of stamina, Pezic only 245, and he had a cut of 7 points, and it was a 5-star match. And we will begin year 4 with a retired John Pezic and Jerry Lawler starting the year as your new world champion. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's matches. Spent a half hour. I know a lot of you probably think these matches go by too fast when I do match of the week. Well, we had 2 barn burners. Jerry Lawler over Pat O'Connor, and now Jerry Lawler is the new world champion via John Pezic defeating Jim Lundos to win the world title. Lawler was in an isolation booth in the Olympic Auditorium, surrounded by security guards, so he could not interfere in this bout. And he got his wish. He knew Pezic probably had a good shot of winning the title tonight. That has happened. Pezic is the new world champion. He has subsequently retired. Jerry Lawler will start year 4 as your new world champion. This has been Big Paulie coming to you. We wish you well no matter where you are and no matter when you see this. Godspeed, God bless. We'll do it all again soon. Happy holidays. We'll be back after Christmas with more GSW action. Thank you for watching. And bye-bye for now, everybody.